Hello everyone, welcome back to Algebra 1B. This video is just going to go over your syllabus and a little bit more in depth with what I expect from you in the class. Those of you that had me last year, which are a majority of you, the grading percentages and what things are worth and how I'm going to grade have changed, mainly because I found a better way to do it. And also, we're online now virtually, so we can't exactly do in-class notebooks anymore. So some of the curriculum or what we're going to be going over, the first chapter is going to be a brief review in pre-algebra, and then we're going to go into solving linear equations, relations and functions, and analyzing linear equations. So the last section I got through with the students last year in Algebra 1B was section 5 on inequalities, just being because we moved online and how the year ended. Most likely we will finish probably under polynomials or factoring. So most likely we won't get to data analysis, but if we don't, you will be guaranteed to eventually get a little bit of that in Algebra 2 or geometry, so just sit tight with that. So in this class, our textbook, we're going to be using the one after last year's. So this is the Algebra 1 textbook, and we're using the second half. I could not find a picture of it online, so I just wrote out what it is. If there are ever any pages or material or formula sheets you need from the book, I will create them into PDFs and post them for you, so no worries there. What you need for this course are a computer. So you need a Chromebook or a computer if you have one at home that has Wi-Fi connections. If you only have your phone, that's a problem. And a lot of you found that out last year when we did graphing online, because the graphs don't come over onto your phone and they make it extremely difficult to graph on phones. So please make sure you have your Chromebook for that. If not, please contact the school. Just call the general number and you'll get our secretary, Miss Karma, and she will help you there. So make sure also that you have Wi-Fi because you will be needing that for the class. When it comes to notebook, pencils, and paper, that is all up to you. I'm not collecting notebooks this year. Even when we come back, they will still be online, and I'll explain to you next week when we have our first set of notes how we're going to be doing that. When it comes to writing utensils, even when you're doing out any type of homework that you will submit, or maybe on scratch paper that you won't submit, having erasable is better because then you don't waste paper, and it makes it a lot neater for your work and less scribbles. When it comes to the TI-84 calculators, I only have enough for one class of students. So because of that, I'm not handing them out for you guys to use at home. Due to that, we are going to be using a extension within Google called Google Drawing, and I will be showing you guys a video on how to do that, and we'll have practice with it. But when it comes to any general mathematical calculations that you want to use a calculator for, you can use the calculator on your phone or you can Google one. So it's exactly what I told you couldn't do last year in class. Next, what to do if you need extra help. So if you need extra help, because we are fully virtual at the time, there's 3 ways you can get that. One is by emailing me. I answer my emails so quickly in comparison to anything else. So please do that. I will answer you within the day as long as you email me prior to 3 p.m. If you email me after 3 p.m., I may or may not answer you till the next morning, depending upon my evening schedule. At the end of each period, we are having a Google Meet session, and that's every day. But if this isn't convenient for you, you can email me, and if you want a virtual face-to-face session with me, I can schedule you in during any time on Friday during school hours. So if, say, you have me first period, but the best time for you to meet would be when 6th period is. You can schedule with me on Friday to do that. And lastly, how you will be graded. So I did change this around from last year. So tests and quizzes are 30%, 1 test per chapter, which is the same as last year. Quizzes, just like before, I try to do 1 quiz per week, so 1 quiz per lesson kind of, but I'm going to be changing that around this year. I'm going to just go more of see where your flow is in the class, and I'll let you know at least 1 day in advance that there's going to be a quiz. So I might give you a lesson that's like review and be like, hey, tomorrow you guys will be having a quiz. So just make sure you are on Google Classroom and you check daily, because it is your job as a student to do that, which you guys were on the ball with that last year, so I'm not too worried. Homework is 20% of your grade, and notes 10%, and participation 10%. So the notes, I'm going to have it a little bit differently. You're going to have virtual notes just like you did last year, and then those virtual notes, like you watching me in the video, you're going to get that same document, but it's going to be fill in the blank. So as I go through the notes, you're just going to fill it in and submit that PDF. So it'll be a little bit easier note-wise, but the thing is, that day in that class's notes, that's when you'll fill it out. So notes I won't be taking late. Like the day I post the lesson, you will submit the notes right after. So you'll submit them that day. And I'll take them till like midnight that day, but I won't take them the next day because you'll get a new set of notes then. Participation, I won't be doing these all the time, normally just with the more difficult lessons, but I will post at least 5 per 9 weeks. And this will be like when we did exit tickets last year, except it will be a virtual exit ticket, and it will be called a Google question. So you'll normally get 1 or 2 questions, but I put 1 to 5 just in case. And you'll just fill that out and submit it. Whether it's right or wrong, just try your best, but as long as you do it, you get credit. So I feel like that participation grade will be the easiest. So the letter grades are the same as last year, but I want you to be aware, and I want you to keep track and pay attention to your grade in the class. I had students last year that were like, hey, I have a 79, can you round it to a B? Well, the answer is no, because if you get that 79, you earned that 79. So that's why I put 0.99, because you have to keep track of your own grade, and you have to know how you're doing in the class. The general class expectations, that was the video you guys got yesterday. Power School, make sure you check your grade regularly. If you wait till the end and you're like, wow, I'm shocked, I didn't know I had this grade, I wish I could get it up. How do I get it up, Miss Nestor? Well, you should have looked at it the whole 9 weeks. So if your parent or guardian wants to know about Power School and you don't know your login, contact your guidance counselor. Most of you are in 10th grade or up, so you will have Mr. Bellinger. If you're in 9th grade, you have our other guidance counselor who is downstairs. So just make sure whoever's watching over you, that they ask you first about your grade, because most likely you know what you're getting. If you have no idea what you have in a class, that's a problem. Most likely that means you're either doing horribly or that you haven't been keeping track of your grade, and neither of those are good. And then if you need to figure out your grade, you can reach out to me. And then if your parent or guardian still has concerns, then they can. You guys are in high school, you need to be responsible, and most of you are in 10th grade or older, so you should be able to handle this on your own. If you still have questions though, I am more than happy to help. And here is my contact information for at the school. So this phone number can only be reached from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Anytime other than that, I will not reach it, and on Fridays you cannot. But email is the best way to reach me, so please do that. Next, you guys are going to be taking your syllabus quiz, so please let me know if you have any questions prior to taking it. But other than that, have a great day.